Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night. It's an old school Thursday night because we are back to Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me all the way from Vacaville, it's Debbie. Hey, Debbie, what's going on?
Not much. It's hot, but thank God for air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, it's hot as hell, too, here, too. So,
and then Angelique said Louisiana is really, really hot, too. It's summer.
Welcome to the dog days of summer. All right, I'm excited. I got a good show tonight. I skipped last Sunday because I was in Phoenix with my honey, and we had reservations at a tiki bar. I know, shocker, with some friends at 4 o'clock, and I was still planning on doing a show. She goes, "Hey, how you gonna do a show from the tiki bar?" I go, "Oh yeah, whoops. I guess I'm just gonna hang out with my honey and my friends." All right, so let's not dilly dally anymore because we got a ton to share with you tonight. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guest tonight is Babylon Brooke. How are you, Brooke?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am great. You know, Debbie said we should do a store review soon. We got behind my tiki. And I said, all right, yeah, let's do one. Let's find someone who needs a little help. And yours is perfect. A lot of good stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about all that in a little bit. But to do my mug and rum, and I know Lisa Bowen's in the chat. Sorry, Lisa. I forgot to do rum and mug with her. And I remembered for Brooke. So here I'm back to doing it. So, Brooke, where do you live?
Kissimmee, Florida.
And what's Kissimmee home to?
Disney World and Mickey Mouse.
That's right. So this is a tiki mug from the Polynesian Village Resort.
Cool.
These awesome. Were just sold in the gift shop. And they definitely increased in value, and they did the different glazes. And so this is something you could have just walked up and bought, and now they're worth double, triple, quadruple what you charge. And I still got the original tag on the bottom, $22.
Nice.
And this glaze you can sell for about $100 right now.
Ooh. Cool.
And what's your daytime profession?
I am a teacher.
Of?
Well, this year it's going to be high school U.S. history.
All right, so even though you said U.S. history, I thought I would drink history tonight. This rum hasn't been made in about 30 years.
Oh, nice.
I can get it to focus. There we go.
It's vintage.
Yeah, Virgin Islands rum. So, yeah, I figured I'll bust out some vintage rum so we can drink history and talk about your eBay stores. What you got, Betty?
Cool.
I forgot to check is it Kissimmee or Kissimmee or whatever.
Yep.
But anyway, I have Christmas in July.
Oh, that's cute.
With
cute.
A jet pilot inside. Yeah.
Oh, well, you went full cocktail. Look at you. You drinking with us tonight, Brooke?
Not tonight. I have water because I'm on a diet. So
good for you.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to you. Cheers to Debbie, and cheers to everyone in the chat. So, Brooke, hang out, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay,
Woo-hoo.
cool.
All right, let's get right to it because we got tons of good stuff to share with everybody. And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Please, whoops. Please tell me this was yours.
No.
Ah, damn it. I thought it'd be this Debbie's jacket.
Actually, when Bill and I were first married in 1980, I did have a leather jacket, and my hairdresser cut my hair super short. I look like a biker. But this wasn't mine. And we sold it for a $40 offer. And there's a little learning lesson in here. Our title, the brand is called New Age. And I was packing, I thought, oh gosh, I hope they don't think I'm saying it's a brand new jacket because it's pre-owned.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought I got to start paying more attention to my titles because I should have just said New Age, but the brand.
We're going to talk about that tonight because we're doing Brooke's store, and there's some things in her titles we definitely got to get rid of. Okay, I don't know exactly what this is. What is this?
I really don't know either. It's a keyboard.
Okay, so the $1 million question is a keyboard that apparently changed color. Where's your video?
I don't know. Bill, did you do a video, honey?
I mean, if anything was right for a video, it'd be this color changing keyboard.
It sold so fast. After he did the video, he was going to put it up. It was already sold.
That is awesome.
This is really funny because don't tell my daughter. She threw this in the trash and I dug it out.
What?
Yeah, our daughter is like, I'm done. You know how 30-something-year-olds or whatever, just throw it away. So when after she cleans out her room, I go out and I pull all the bags out. I give a lot of clothes to my friend for her daughter, and then we find to sell. So we hid this till she moved out of the house. So hopefully she doesn't watch the show.
All right, so trash to $300. I love it.
Okay, and these bowls, there's going to be 3 of them. They sold for a set of 3. Picked them up at a Goodwill for like 50 cents each. I'd never seen any. There's 3 of them, set of 3 of them. So, yeah, they sold. It's nice when something goes to one person. It makes it a sale and pack them all
Funny,
up.
I got the same thing coming up. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you did 3 bowls, not together in a listing, and I did 3 tiki mugs. You'll see that in a minute.
Yeah.
Little figures from a game.
Yep, we're starting to sell more and more game parts. And a lot of times it's selling for more than what the whole game would have sold for. So this is just a small part out of, is that Epic Duels? I can't see. Hero
Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job. Little tiny pieces. All right, I got a couple quizzes for everybody tonight. Let's see, where are my hip-hop heads from the 90s? Who made this brand famous? And the brand is Get Used by Ellie. Who made it famous? I'm going to guess you don't know, Debs.
No clue.
So anytime, this is a bolo. It's always been a bolo, but it's hard to find. And I just found this shirt for $8 and I sold it for $80. So any of my hip hop fans from the 90s will definitely know who made Get Used famous.
The only Ellie I know is Beverly Hillbillies, so it probably wasn't her.
No, Sabrina Missy Elliott was not. This is before her time.
No, Lisa Boland doesn't even have a clue. Oh, this is
that was definitely not Lisa Boland's. All right, so I'm guessing my boy John's not in the chat tonight. If you go back and watch old Tupac videos, he's wearing full suits of Get Used, tops and bottoms. So Tupac made Get Used famous. Like I said, it's hard to find, but when you do, it's an instant grab all the time.
Wow. Google to the phone, please.
Write that down. All right, now we're going to go from a Get Used shirt to a Toes on the Nose, which is a surf brand. And there was a point where they did some shag shirts. This was a kid's shirt. And I picked it up online for $30. And then I sold it back online. I took a best offer of $85.
That's a kid's shirt? No, it's just women's.
Ooh, John didn't even know. I actually stumped John.
Woohoo!
Yep, it's a kid's shirt, but I also had the women's size. We figured it out thanks to Zoe. It would fit a woman's medium. So I don't know if it's going to a kid or a woman, but it's a kid's shirt that fits a woman's medium. So you want to throw both in the title. All right. So I was on my first ever Instagram auction where 3 ladies had stuff. And then they're like, okay, here's this item. Opening bid's $50. And I put my name in that I bid 50. And then someone could bid 51, but no one did. So I got this for 50. I had it here in the office for about a week and a half. I put it on eBay and it sold for 160 in like 2 days.
Wow.
So I've not been back to Instagram auctions since, but I did pretty good on the first one. I got to go hunt out some more.
Yes.
And kind of like your bowls, this person bought 3 mugs from me, 2 Monk Tikis and a Trader Vic's. I bought all these brand new from their websites. And I sold them to somebody for $252. I paid $56. They paid me $252 plus shipping. So, I pulled in over $200 off of stuff that, if you look around, you could find. So,
when you're sitting at home in your shorts and sourcing.
Customers don't ever search beyond eBay. Keep that in mind. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. All right, Debbie. So this one shocked even me. I say to everyone, do you believe? I even believe now to myself where I'm like, what? When I listed the price, I'm like, there's no way. So I brought this up, the top 10 best-selling albums of all time as of May 31st, so 2 months ago. And number 2 and number 1 fight it out all the time. Michael Jackson, Thriller, and the Eagles' Greatest Hits. And the reason I show that, because being the top-selling album means it sold the most. It sold the most CDs. It sold the most records. It sold the most cassettes. So to get $40 for this on a used cassette, the world is truly upside down, but I don't care. I'm very happy that it is, because if you don't believe now, you'll never believe.
Wow.
$40.
Did you ever think the selling of cassettes would go this long?
And let me tell you, I had so many to pick from over the last 2 weeks because I've done the show in 2 weeks. I had multiple $40 cassettes, multiple $30 cassettes, and did a shit ton of 15 to 20s. I mean, it's crazy. It hasn't waned a bit. It is still skyrocketing.
Good.
So get your cassettes listed. So I have Zoe, my assistant, go through the boxes of records I'm working through for my buddy Ron, who said, here's some of my record collection. And she gets to this. This is 2 Yes concerts recorded live on vinyl. And I hear from the other room, she goes, we got a winner. Because, we have tons of $15 and $20 records. That's fine. But when you put show 1 and show 2 together, I took a best offer of $250.
I saw Yes in Seattle when I was in high school.
Nice.
I love them.
And the guy who bought it from me knows one of the members of Yes, sent me a picture of him getting a guitar from the member of Yes, and he didn't have these on vinyl. And he was so excited to buy them from me.
That is awesome. Long live Yes.
And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Okay, it's quiz time again. This is even harder than the clothing. Who is the lead singer of Widowmaker? No Googling. Because I did pay $10, but I sold it for $38 because I know right away who the lead singer of Widowmaker is, but most people won't. But it's one of those things where when you know, and that's what I teach in my courses, flippingcds.com, go there now, get the course. When people move from band to band, you might look at this and go, never heard of them, but you might not realize that Debbie, you and my mom, and even Lisa Boland know the lead singer of this band.
Okay, so
everybody knows the lead singer of this band. They just don't know about this band.
The lead singer of Cars, the original one.
Rick Ocasek, fine guess, but Widowmaker sounds a little more metal-ish, don't you think?
Oh, Slayer. No, Slayer's not a singer. He's a player.
That's a band. So the lead singer of this band is Dee Snider. Lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Sorry.
Guy with the big blonde hair.
I know. I've heard of the band, but not in my genre.
Yeah. So Dee Snider's lead singer of this band. He's been in a bunch of bands. And so when you have this knowledge that I have or that I teach, you can see these things and go, boom, I'm going to sell this because I know people look for Dee Snider stuff and they'll look for Widowmaker. Now I'm going to start saying it. Do you believe?
Oh, yeah. I believe.
Okay. Now let's talk about Camp Freddy. Camp Freddy is a band of famous artists who come together every once in a blue moon to play shows, to play events, to play fundraisers. Stacey and I saw him once. The current members are Matt Sorum. Matt Sorum was a drummer in The Cult and Guns N' Roses. Dave Navarro, he's a guitarist from Jane's Addiction. Billy Morrison is a guitarist from The Cult. Mark McGrath is lead singer from Sugar Ray. Chris Chaney is from Jane's Addiction. And then Scott Weiland used to be in it. He's since passed. And Chester Bennett, Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots. And Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, he has also since passed. So when you run across promo stuff from them, they've never put out anything. And so to find promo stuff is pretty awesome. They were on one soundtrack, and I found this Christmas greeting that they sent out through the record label where the Employee of the Month soundtrack came from. So a promo single, one song, and the whole band saying, hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. And singing one little Christmas tune together, $138.
No way. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that is Donovan's son, Lisa. So you can take things that are just 2 songs and put them together for $138. But let me tell you, Debs, that ain't the best. Do you believe?
There's more?
Okay, the Cars' Greatest Hits, CD that a ton of people have had on record, CD, cassette, typically isn't worth much, about $3, except this is the 24 karat gold disc version. But if you look at the cover, it doesn't look any different than the regular version. On the back, you got to notice that it says 24 karat gold disc.
Oh.
I paid $20. Come on, close out. Ignore that for a second.
I was going to say, that doesn't match.
I'm missing a screenshot. I sold it for $175. And it has a cardboard sleeve that I didn't have. And so mine wasn't even complete, and I got $175 for it. And then I was going to tickle your taint and tell you, guess what's next? Another $175. Sly and the Family Stone, the collection box set. I did pay $50, but I sold it for $175.
Can you just like put your brain on a USB chip for us, please?
So these last six things, we're cruising towards $1,000 in 6 items. And when I show you the Christmas item, we're going to break $1,000 in 7 media items.
Jeez. See, you're teaching us. You're teaching everybody, and you're still finding good stuff.
Aaron's paying attention to me. Aaron's paying attention. So, yes, if you're not taking my classes, flippingcds.com, get to it right now or after this show, because I'm going to teach you how to make a shit ton of money. However, and now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
And from the Debbie listed years, I'm still looking for Joy that was on the Queen Mary. Nobody's bought this yet. It's been a while. I thought it.
Yeah, I am not big on ever buying name stuff because a Joy has to come along who likes the Queen Mary.
We've done well with the Papel mugs, like Joan, and then this is the definition of Joan. We sell every one of those that we find.
Okay.
But Joy doesn't have a definition to go with her name, so she's still here.
Just sheer happiness.
And it would be a really great life if this mug would please sell. It's been through 3 Christmases so far, and it's still sitting here.
That's so cute. So the book kiosk. Whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just hit.
And it's The Good Life. That's a well-known brand. Popular. It's a nice, heavy mug. Good color.
The book kiosk, if you want that mug. All right. My duds, not a super dud, but I paid too much and took too low an offer. However, she wrote me a note when she sent me the offer, and I felt it was real. So being a sucker for a sweet story, her fiance is a Disney fan. He's a Trader Sam's fan, and he's a Christmas fan. So the Trader Sam's Nutcracker Tiki mug, she made me the offer of 58. I paid 40, and I think she bought it through a promoted listing. So I think I cleared like $8. I mean, it ain't much, but look at that note. If you're trying to pull a fast one on somebody, you don't leave an extra note. You just don't. Thank you so much. My fiance is going to absolutely love this. Thank you again for helping make our day a little extra special.
Oh.
So, but look, I gave her first feedback. That's the impetus for Mom and I show this Sunday. We will talk about that in a minute.
Cool.
And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. This is the prime example of why you should ship everywhere, because you never know when something very American is needed somewhere else. Now, I did share this jacket a couple episodes ago because of the pictures I took of it. This is from the Sands Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas. Does not exist anymore. And someone in Tonsberg, Norway, needed a satin Sands Casino and Hotel jacket. You never know. And they paid $60 plus shipping.
That's crazy because I always pass those up. All these casino jackets, they get them as a prize. I just pass them up.
The ones that are long gone, I always snag. And so,
that makes sense.
People somewhere in Tonsberg, Norway, someone said, I need a Sands jacket. And I'm going to go to eBay and buy it from Jason. That's why we want you to do it, because people want all our stuff. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Okay, I love these really big poly bags, like that leather jacket. I put it inside to keep it in case it's rain, because, I've lived in Tacoma for 27 years. It rained 24/7. So I like my stuff in my boxes to stay dry. So I get them on eBay, and they're really good prices. This one on the right, you get 10 of them, and that size $668 with free shipping. That's insanely cheap.
Why can't it be 666? Damn it.
I know, I should have just faked it and changed it. I didn't think about it. And then the other one, 5 of them, was for $4.98, and that shows the buyer the seller I buy them from. I mean, there's all kinds of colors and sizes, and that is just insanely affordable to me. So we always keep these on stock. We used to use, a white trash bag at the top, try to make it look all pretty, but this is just a nice presentation and a way to keep big things dry.
Awesome. All right. I showed a tip about 2-3 months ago that someone was giving away their free empty TV boxes, which are long, narrow, and solid, and that's good for art. So Stacy and I went to pick them up, and I showed that tip. Keep your eyes open for people giving away. So to that person, I picked up their trash. To me, I got free art shipping boxes. And when we got there, he was actually leaving for work. So we were grabbing these boxes off his porch with him and I being there, and one had some damage, Deb. And Stace goes, I'll just leave that one. I go, no, I will not use it as a box, but I will need that long piece of cardboard someday.
Absolutely.
And so that someday was about a week and a half ago. Here's how long the box is. You can barely see Zoe peeking above it. Okay. So we cut out the good side of the box. And then 10 minutes later, we had a new box.
Nice.
So trash is not always trash. Long, sturdy pieces of cardboard can be made into a box a size you don't happen to have. But if you have the skill to fold and tape, boom, there it is. Nice, handy, dandy box.
Plus, it's a nice thing for the guy. He didn't come home and there was one box left. They were all gone.
I used it. It was, it was so perfect. We used it. And Zoe's always like, man, you make boxes so easily. I'm like, yeah, I've just been doing it a long time.
Yeah, after a while, you start to learn.
And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
Okay. I commented on this in the thrifting board one day, and people didn't seem to know about. This is booksellfinder.com. This is where they list all the Friends of the Library book sales across the country. Nice. And since I help with ours, I'm responsible for putting ours in there all the time. So anyway, I clicked on California, and you can see some sales that are coming up, but they have board games. Some of them, not always, but there's board games, cassettes, CDs, books, obviously. You never know what you're going to find at these. So you can find your state and pre-prepare what's coming up, what sales are coming up. Find out, do you have to have a membership, which usually they're not too much money. What are the hours? So there's a ton of books at these. And sometimes they're duds, and a lot of them do sell online. They will pull out the better books, I know, and sell them online for them. But still, you can sometimes they have $5 a bag sale. You just never know. But cassettes and VHSs and DVDs, I forgot to list those too. So you never know. So this is a great place to know what's coming up and to plan your sales.
What's the website?
I think it's booksellfinder.com. I thought it would show up on.
I'm about to show you guys a Christmas CD that sold for crazy money that the store I bought it from, they sell online too. So just because a business sells online of used products doesn't mean they catch everything.
That's right.
Okay. When you're thrifting, here's my thrift tip. When you're thrifting and your wife picks up a t-shirt that looks seemingly just boring and plain, Stone Island, long sleeve orange shirt, and then she flips it around and shows me the price, I'm like, what the F?
What?
So what you do is you take a picture and you go home and then you learn something new. They priced it that way for a reason. I don't know what the reason was in the store, but I went home, did my research, and now I know. And look how creepy Stacy's eyes are. Yikes. So Stone Island is an Italian luxury brand, a luxury men's apparel and accessory brand established way back in 1982. I never heard of it till this week. And then in 2020, it was acquired by an Italian fashion house, Moncler. But let me show you the sold prices, Deb, on their t-shirts. Probably around 200. These are seemingly plain shirts, but they sell for quite a bit of money. So I'm going to guess most of you, if not all of you, are now writing down Stone Island and you ain't never heard of it. But that's what you do. You find a ridiculous price in a secondhand store, take a picture, go home and do your research.
Was the quality exceptional? Did it feel
Nope, didn't feel that way. They do a lot of dyeing techniques and material techniques that are different than everybody else's, but it didn't feel $150 different.
See, I would think, who would buy a Stone Island t-shirt? Somebody who smokes a lot of pot or does a lot of drugs.
Young kids with absolutely too much money.
Mommy or daddy's charge card.
Yep. Oops. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
I never really paid attention to this, but on Seller Hub, if you go across the top and click on, let's see, what was it? Research and reports, click down through, they have all these videos in there. There's a lot of cool teaching.
Oh, wow.
There where you can click on it, learn about, because I just got done doing my California state sales tax. So I'm in there trying to figure out what is my reports and all this kind of stuff. So when you have time, click through the bottom of both of those tabs and watch some of these videos. And then you can also get to the eBay community. There's a lot of information in the eBay community through one of those too. So spend some time going through there and learn things you may not know you didn't know.
Awesome. All right. Before I show my tip, I've said this tip before, but when it happens to happen, I want to share it again. I'm very much for having a set picture space, a photo studio with a plainish background. You don't want your background to take away from your product.
Right.
However, asterisk, there are times when you should, because when you try and sell the web chairs and you build a makeshift photo studio, but this is that rare product where you want to sell it. So, and this is somebody else. So I'm not meaning to just pull out some stranger and bag on them, but they did what they thought they could do. Maybe they don't have a pool in their backyard, but I do. How much better does that look? Sometimes your product should be in the moment. And two web chairs by the edge of my pool with the sun setting and the nice shadows and the water rippling. I mean, that's way more of a selling point than that dude who hung a blue sheet.
Yeah, because it gives them an idea and they're like, oh, I have a pool. Oh, I need those.
Yeah. So I get it. Not everyone has a pool, but like I've showed that before on a skateboard. Skateboarding in a photo studio looks boring. Take that skateboard out on the street, take pictures. Way better pictures.
Put it in its element.
And thanks to my mom. So because I bought these because of my mommy and daddy. Thanks, mommy and daddy. And now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind. So I'm at Savers, Deb. And I'm like, oh, look at all this new product coming out. And I went to look through it. And then I thought, Savers uses push carts, not shopping carts. What's going on here? Oh, it's 50% off day. This is their purchases. So this is the husband guarding them while the wife keeps filling them up. And we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 6 and 7 are over here. And I had other errands that day, but I so wanted to watch them start to ring out because what an effing nightmare it was going to be.
That's crazy.
Holy crap. 7, and he was just sitting there reading a book, and she was still going. Now, I'm going to guess they have a flea market booth or a secondhand store or something because it was 50% off day, but oh my God.
It would have been fun to watch you try to roll one off and see if he even notices.
My God.
Oh, yuck.
That's a lot of stuff.
Sure is.
Poor guy. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season?
Well, hey, I sold a Christmas item. And then after I give this to you, I thought, well, technically, is this unseasonably sold since we have Christmas in July? So it could be unseasonably or it could be seasonably. And this reminds me to tell people, do not wait till November and December and list your Christmas items. People are buying now because this has happened to me in the past. I waited and the prices fell because everybody listed in November and December. So price now and get ahead of all the other sellers who are sitting on their Christmas items and waiting.
Very nice. All right. Chat. Do you believe? Anyone in the chat who doesn't believe? Because let me show you. Brooke saw me set up the show and she was like, holy shit. Are you ready? I spent $90. That's 90 on the CD. So you better be thinking, geez, if Jay spent $90, it must sell for a lot of money. And the thing I like about buying $90 CDs, Deb, now look, I would have loved to have found this CD for a quarter, but it's that rare and I never will. But I love spending $90 on a CD because I use my rewards credit card till I get my airline miles. And then I sell that $90 CD in July for $250.
Wow.
Let me let that sink in for a second. So there we go. 7 media items. We're up over $1,000 now in just 7 media items.
I believe.
You believe.
I believe.
And this is a big bolo. It has always been a bolo. It will always be a bolo. The soundtrack to Jim Carrey, excuse me, Jim Carrey and A Christmas Carol is always a winner. And so when I see it at $90, I don't even break stride. I go right up and buy it because I know what I can get for it. I know what I can always get for it. So $90, scary to some, not to me, because it only took about 2 months to sell for $250 in the middle of July. As I always said, I love Christmas music. Debbie, I've never once in July when it's 100 degrees thought, you know what I need right now? I need a $250 Christmas CD right now.
Yeah, you always want to ask them, what are you going to do with this? Did you just have to have it? Are you doing a movie? Are you doing a play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in love. So thank you, sir, whoever bought that. And our last segment before we get our guest in here. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
We had this for quite a while. It's consignment. It's a vintage Vogue. It's all these different magazines inside. So his feedback, excellent purchase. I'm getting feedback. Excellent purchase for my collection. Vintage Vogues, almost 85 years old in pristine condition. Seller packages them lovingly. Thank you.
Lovingly. What a great word to get in feedback.
I know that's for Bill. Lovingly, I would highly recommend this seller. And you never know when you're shipping out a $160 book, how it's going to be received, whatever. Again, we put stuff in plastic to protect it from rain or snow or whatever. But yeah, that warmed my heart. And it's fun when somebody adds to their collection.
All right, so this was the Last Exile Volume 2. It's a soundtrack to an anime thing that I know nothing about, but I sold it for, oops, why are we so big here? $20. Funniest feedback I've had in a while. I had no contact with seller. Cannot comment about them.
Whoa.
Feedback's about the overall. Did you get the item you paid for? Was it packaged well? Did it look right? He gave me 5 out of 5 because it's Amazon. But man, he's obviously angry. He typed no in all caps. Like, what did he expect? He bought an item. 3 days later, he received said item. What did he want from me?
And
hey, how you doing?
And what do other Amazon sellers that you didn't do? Do they hold their hand and ask what they had for breakfast?
No buyer wants more crap in their email. No buyer wants that. That's why we tell people, don't bug your buyers. Don't bug them because they're getting the emails already. You buy something, you get the email, you bought it, and then you get the email when it ships on most platforms, and then you get the email when it arrives. Like, you don't need more emails. We don't need more emails. So I don't know what he wanted, but he gave me 5 out of 5. So no complaints.
No returns. So you're happy.
Heck yeah. All right. Upcoming shows, Secret Beachcombers. Tomorrow night, our Christmas expert said, hey, Jay, I want to do a Christmas in July post. Kind of what we talked about tonight. Things don't slow down in July. People are buying Christmas like crazy. So Jenny is going to give us what's hot right now. And pun intended, because it's hot as shit everywhere. What's hot in Christmas in July. So don't forget, tomorrow night, we're doing a little bit different time. So 9 o'clock East Coast. So in case you go out to dinner, you can come back. We're here for you. 6 o'clock West Coast, 8 o'clock Central, and Secret Beach. So everyone knows Jenny. She is Christmas like I am tiki and music. So tune in tomorrow night. And then because of that person who bought the mug for her fiance, who I was the one giving her first feedback, I said to Mom, I go, have we ever talked about automating feedback? You can make it so it's automatic that your buyer gets the feedback. And we might have mentioned it, but I didn't see a full show about it. So we were doing a show about it. And we're going to talk about the amount of people who go, I block people who don't have any feedback. They're all scammers. I enjoy being someone's first. Wink. All right. So I was there first. Mom, we looked up some of Mom's first and thirds and stuff. And so don't be afraid of new sellers and how to automate the process. So that's going to be Sunday, just like old school, 7 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock.
And when people complain about first time, I feel like, Tom, sometimes people have more than one eBay account. I do. I have 2. What if they have another one with 10,000 feedback on it, and then they started one just for buying things or whatever? So you don't know what they're doing.
All right, let's get our guest in here, shall we? And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. Hey, it's Babylon Brooke. How are you, Brooke?
I'm good. How are you?
I am Danny. So I want to thank you for raising your hand. Some people are so shy to do this and they don't want to be on camera, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you, it's going to be great for you because it's individual, your story. Here's what's going on. Here's what you should fix. But it's great for everybody because I guarantee you, everyone in the chat right now is going to see things that they have done. And they're like, oh, crap, I should probably fix that. And so that's why we're never all that specific. You know, we're kind of specific, but these are all things that everyone has probably made that mistake in the past and should fix. And all these things will hopefully bring more customers and more sales to you. So thank you very much for raising your hand. So you are a teacher.
Yes.
How long have you been selling on eBay?
Well, I technically started in 98, but there was a period of time where I didn't do eBay at all. So this current store that I have, or current account I have, is 2017. So
okay.
Yeah.
And anyone help you with it?
No, nobody really helps me. I do it all myself.
And I'm gonna give you full screen for a second because there was a bunch of ladies in the chat who were like, "Let me see the Pyrex." So let me knock that out for a quick sec, and let me give you full screen because you got some nice little pieces back there.
Yeah, it's not a lot of Pyrex, but there's a lot of vintage. So
look at all that fun. All right, let's get to it because we got a lot. We got a lot to go over, and so let me get my notes up. Got your notes ready there, Debbie?
Yes, I do.
All right. So I always start out with a couple things. I start out with your front page. Love your picture.
Yes.
Love, love, love. You can go about art one of 4 ways. Don't have any. I don't recommend that. Borrow something from the internet. I've done that in the past. Or if you have the skills, make something. Or if you don't have the skills, hire somebody like Nadine, who's in the chat, who's done mine, who's done a ton of people's. And then you just say, here's my what I want. And then she makes it. So easy. So a good looking thing. And the one thing I forgot to do was I forgot to look at your feedback. Usually I do that first. So let's go knock that out real quick. 759. Hey, all positive. Good job.
Good job.
So there's nothing really to talk about. Okay. I teased this in the pre-show, in the tea show earlier. And I told Brooke, I said, there's something you got in your store that's going to turn off 1,000 customers. Okay. Show of hands in the chat. Are you guys ready? How many of you would buy from a seller that says they have a 5 to 10 day handling time? So if it's 10 days and it happens to be 2 weekends, your item won't ship for 14 days because it's business days. So I'm going to guess there's going to be no hands who are going to be waiting for 14 days. You have to A, adjust your listings, and B, get rid of this in your about. Now, what's your normal handling time that you can handle with the rest of your life?
I would say about 3 days.
Okay, 3 is very reasonable. I will shop with any seller that says 3. I prefer same day, like myself, for 1 day. 3, no big deal. I see 5 to 10, I run away so fast, I won't ever come back. And so you're scaring people away.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, no one. Yeah. There's a lot of nopes going on in the chat because that's, if someone starts in your store and looks at that first, they don't even get a chance to see you and your stuff. You've set the bar that you're like, it take a long time. And that's in this day and age, that just isn't possible. In the old days, we were all very lackadaisical. I ship once a week. Not anymore. So you want to make sure that you excite them. And so definitely put like 3 days in here for sure.
And it's understandable if you're on time away. They can see this person's on time away. It will ship, but then when you get back, it goes back to your 1 day handling. And everybody's spoiled by Amazon. I ordered something today and it's on my porch tomorrow. So we have to think about all that too. People's expectations have changed.
Okay. So, and then the About Us is a great place to talk about all your items because Google picks up all these words. And so yours is so very short. So I want you to rewrite that and really talk about, okay, I have amazing Pyrex and vintage this and vintage. Get a bunch of buzzwords of things that you sell in there. Don't just list the words, but kind of write it out. I'm known for finding this and blah, blah, blah. And I've always had new CDs and I'm always adding tiki mug. That's what I would write, obviously.
Yeah. Yes.
So get as many key words in there as possible. And is it on this page? Yes. You get way better placement on eBay if you have 60-day returns as opposed to 30. And let me tell you, since I've had 60, it's been years now, I've never had anyone start a return day 31 through 60, ever.
No,
And so do yourself, and everyone out there listening, do yourself a favor and give 60-day returns. No one ever says on day 42 they want to return. This never happens. But eBay thanks you and places you higher in search. So if you come up in search and 10 people have the same item and you're the only one that says 60-day returns, you will come up higher. And the goal always is to come up higher.
Yeah, don't be afraid of 60 days.
All right. And I would recommend free returns too. And here's why. I don't get too many. But when I get them back, I reprice the things. And when you have free returns, it's really hard for a customer to leave you negative feedback that won't get removed because you have free 60-day returns. They can't complain about anything. Just send it back. I'll give you all your money back. No biggie. And then usually I sell it for $5 to $10 more, and then it just covers the cost of return, and then nothing really happens, But I look for people who ship quick and have returns, and I hardly ever return stuff. I have a back to my phone that I bought that didn't work. And Stacy goes, "Did you return it?" I go, "Nope, missed the window." Most people miss the window, but the fact that you have it helps you in the long run in your business.
And can you pick and choose, like, if I have free returns on a 100-pound set of books? No, I don't want to do that. Can you pick the items you want to put?
You can. I just blankly do it all because it's just,
But if there's something you don't want it on,
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's get into the items. Whoops, that's not the items. Okay, so do you have a mannequin head?
I do not.
Okay, they're $3 at Michael's, Joanne Fabrics for the cheapy styrofoam ones. Go get one. And then keep your eyes open at thrift stores, garage sales for better ones, because I have cheapy ones, I have better ones, because this looks so flat sitting, laying down. Also, I know from talking, you have a significant other. Put it on them and take a picture. Just, just neck up, just so it fills out the mask. It looks so flat and deflated. And never, ever say this. Where is it? Did you change anything, or did
I didn't change anything. No, not on that.
Yeah,
I don't think I changed anything at all.
Looks like a flat emblem or a keychain or something.
Oh, yes. It fits any size. I have two friends I'm thinking of right now that this would not fit them.
Oh, okay.
So you're setting yourself up for failure by saying it fits any size, because there's always someone who it don't fit. And that's why brands stop making sizes that say one size fits all.
One size, yeah.
Or hats. Because guess what? That ain't true. Okay? So don't set yourself up for failure, because if someone gets it and it don't fit their head, they can open up an item not as described, because you said it would fit.
It would fit me, yes.
Yeah, it's the little things that give us a head.
Oh, also, if you have a turntable like I have when I have my tiki mugs rotating, if you had a mannequin head and this on the turntable, it'd be even cooler. Have that eagle head going around for about 30 seconds.
Cool.
Yeah, set you apart from all the other sellers.
Jenny loves her fat head friends. And I do too. And I got to say, most hats don't fit me, so I got a fat head too. So I fully appreciate that.
Yeah, because even if someone bought it for a 2-year-old, it would be maybe too big. But you said it would fit, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
All right, Deb, this is yours.
Okay. I don't remember. Let's see. It's so hard for me to see because everything's so tiny. Scroll down. Keep scrolling down. See, I can't even see that. It's
so when I said, do you have your notes ready? And you said, yeah. What happened?
Good.
Where's your note?
Well, I didn't get that one. I forgot. But this I will say. This is a personal preference, and I don't like it when you say you are looking at a pair of shoes. I know what I'm looking at. Thank you very much. I don't need you to tell me that. So that's you, because you do that in all of them. And so that could have been the first one of these. Yeah. And there's another thing to understand. My font and my listings is way bigger. why is her font so small? I don't think I ever did anything to my font, but I compared it to my descriptions. So my listings are like 2 or 3 times this font size. It is kind of hard to see that font size.
So I think I have it coming up another one, but you should write all your descriptions like bullet points without the bullet points.
Right. Left side. Lined up on the left side.
So, and this is straight from Google. Google says write them in the list form, but don't put the bullet points out because we don't like that in our search. So, boom, 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 fact, 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 fact.
It makes it so quick and so easy just to look right down and get all of your what you need. Yeah, I think that might have been what it was I had on that. We'll see.
Where'd you find your shoes? April wants to know.
Oh, those shoes? Those are actually my nephew's that he never wore.
Oh.
Okay.
So and she has a punctuation in there. Football /
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that. I don't know why that's in there because
she has the apostrophe, the comma, and the slash.
Yeah, I need to take those out. I know that. Yeah.
You're only missing the semicolon. You would have hit for the cycle.
But this is good for other people watching too. Because
in case you're new to eBay, punctuation that is not needed actually screws up search engines because commas and semicolons tell search engines to stop or to pause. And so unless it's like, if you're writing the title of a book and it's like, I can't swim, you got to put CAN''T.
Right.
But anything else, you shouldn't add just a slash or a comma. Get rid of all that. No periods. Get rid of all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Don't forget, Deb, your notes were in the Goober chat.
I know, but if I go over there, I might get lost and not make it back.
Okay. So here's the $1 million thing that everyone screws up. In your title, you have retro, and in your description, you have vintage. It can't be both. Okay. Vintage is old. Retro is brand new, made to look old.
Okay.
So it is one or the other. It is never the both.
All right. Well, those are different. Those are vintage then.
Yes, and these are definitely vintage for sure. Yep. Now, here's the other thing. Yes, it is a tablecloth, which you put in your title, but also they call it a table cover. So you never want to ignore what the brand calls it.
It's good.
And so in this case, you should have both. If you can fit them in the title, great. If not, have one in the title and have one in the item specifics.
Okay.
Yeah, and Lisa says vintage is 20 years older. I still can't believe that the 90s are vintage,
that
80s or whatever. But
that makes me feel old every time.
I know, me too.
Yep. So make sure that's for everybody because the next one, is it retro or is it vintage?
It's vintage.
Yeah. So definitely get rid of using retro unless it's a brand new item that looks old.
Okay.
All right.
That could be tricky too because it really could be vintage. You just think it's retro.
Yep. All right. Whoops. There we go. That's yours, Deb.
This is mine. Oh, I would say I like to put vintage at the end because Pyrex is a very heavy keyword. And your bowls, let's see the bowl. Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking for that one. And then scroll down. Okay, you used your condition field there because sometimes you're not using it. So scroll down to the description, which I can't even see anyway. Oh, I can enlarge my screen. Ta-da. Oh, he got that looking at again. And I'm going to say this another time too. Very good condition. I prefer not to use that because that is, what do you call it? An opinion, with no chips or cracks. Oh, and here we go. This is why. Very good condition, but it has noticeable paint loss. How can it be very good if it's got paint loss on it?
I think when I was doing that, it was because it's the thicker rimmed 1950s one. So
say that. What you just said, say that
because it's
say that.
You need the paint loss in there, but you don't need to say it's in very good condition because that's kind of your opinion. Somebody else could say, "Oh no, this isn't very good. I don't even want it in my house." Can you scroll back up to her condition field, her condition box?
Right
back
there.
up. Some paint. Okay, good. You got that too. Yeah, because that condition box. People don't realize how important it is. What I've been told is if a buyer wants to do a return or whatever, and the seller's like, why? And eBay gets involved, they'll look for that condition box. If your flaws are in there, they're going to say, look, she put the flaws right there. If it's not in there, but it's only in your description, I don't think they pay attention to description as much.
All right. I don't know much about Pyrex. So Lisa's saying you don't mention if it's shiny or not. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, this one is shiny. I think in all my other Pyrex listings I did. I don't know why I didn't put it in that one.
Now, the other thing I've seen other Pyrex sellers do, and I didn't understand it at first, but then I grew to understand it. They take a light and stick it underneath it because it really shines through whether there's damage or not. And I think a lot of Pyrex buyers look for that picture.
Yeah.
All right. And someone says, what about her pictures not being square? Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute. So hang on to your hats there, Lillian. We're gonna go down the picture gauntlet in a second here because we got to get you squared away on your pictures. Okay, so I got a lot of things for your hat here. Don't use the word brand here because you don't need it. We know that people who are buying hats know the brand. Now, when you list brands, and this is not just for Brooke, it's for everybody. If the brand is a good brand, yes, it's in the title. It leads it off. Pyrex, Tommy Bahama. But if you're selling some crappy brand and it's a good item still, I wouldn't even put it in the title because the brand ain't going to sell it. The look is going to sell it. So Zephyr, I think, is a pretty decent hat brand. So that's cool. But if it was just like, generic hats, don't put it down in the item specifics and leave it out of the title. All right. What's the mascot of the Notre Dame?
The Irish.
What more than
Irish.
that?
Fighting
Yes.
Irish.
So definitely have fighting in your title.
Okay.
Because you can get rid of the word brand, you can fit fighting in. Because you always can take adjustable and make it an abbreviation.
Yeah.
Also, this is one of my big pet peeves. Get your tape out and get all these hairs off the hat. Yuck. Get your tape, roll it over, get all that off.
You don't really see it till you take the pictures. I had to redo jewelry on a black velvet. I had to redo my picture and use my little rolly thing.
Well, I always have to take my vacuum to my light box because it gets junk in it. So
all right. So this is made of wool. Most hats aren't. That's good. But guess what? The only place you have wool is your description. That's the only thing that when people search isn't searched. So it should be in your title. At the least, should be in your item specifics.
Okay.
And what is this capacity?
Oh, that's right.
One head at a time. What in the world? I laughed so hard. I'm like, what is this?
He showed me that, and I'm like, that could be
one head at a time.
I don't think I need a capacity.
No, I don't think so.
That's funny. I'm sure people laugh when they
But yeah, wool hats are not the norm. So definitely that should be in your title. Wool hats should definitely be in your title because that is not, most hats are not wool. No two heads allowed. Yeah, I thought everyone would get a good laugh out of that.
That was cute.
Okay. Let's talk about pictures because I figured something out. It's something that Brian and I talk about quite a bit. Brian's in the chat right now.
Hi, Brian.
You get square photos. So you're using a rectangular photo. So if you see the white here and the white here, that's all space you've given up that you didn't use at all. And then you have Snow White so far in the middle. This is all wasted space around it. Okay. So I figured out there is an actual formula to figure out how much of the picture is actually being used by the subject being Snow White here. Of the 100% you could be using, you're using 20%.
Oh, dang.
Oh.
And so that is a huge waste of space. And this is for everybody. Because I got your the next one we're going to talk about on my list. I got that percentage too. So 20% is being left to nothing. So you got to get up on it. Now you have this picture. I like a good close-up because I took your photo and squared it up. Look how much better that is.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's good.
So here's the 3 photos. What you started with, one you have,
Wow.
and one I edited. The one I edited should be your lead photo.
Yeah.
Now, can you square the photos right in eBay, or do you have to do that through your device?
So are you using camera or phone?
I'm using my iPhone.
And what year is it? Or what phone?
It's
iPhone?
brand new. It's a 13.
Okay, so I'm going to make myself full screen. When you go to your photos, see the word photo? You swipe up from the word photo, and now you have all these options. It's automatically set in 4:3. You tap on 4:3, and you have square and 16:9. Oh my gosh, come on, focus. Oops. I think I just took a picture.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Well, you want square, and that automatically gives you a square photo.
Awesome. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So make sure you're always using square. Now, it's still a skinny item. So how do you square it up? Well, like I said, I liked my close-up. I liked your close-up. I just squared it up. So now we're using about 60% of the photo instead of 20. So we've used a lot more of the photo.
Remember, the thumbnails are so tiny when people are scrolling through eBay. They're those thumbnails.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You're not the only one selling this. So when people scroll, everyone else is like you. They got this skinny little Snow White in the middle. But you make that close up, your first one, boom. That'll make someone stop. 10 will look the same, and then boom, Snow White's like, hey, what's up? They're going to stop on that one.
Want a date?
Yeah, exactly. And also, and thank you for not fixing anything when I ask you questions. You have no picture of the bottom. Yeah. And I know the bottom's got a barcode, where it was made, blah, blah, blah. So you definitely want to show that. Because people, collectors look for that stuff.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, girl.
All right, you got another bowl here, Debs.
Okay, and I know that I put this. Okay, go down to her description area. Kind of like what you talked about earlier is what I do when I do a listing, I take my title, I copy and paste it into my description, and then I put my cursor in my backspace. I chop it all up, so I have Pyrex, bowl. So you can really chop it up because it's kind of hard for people to read along in a whole sentence. So that was my tip on this one again was about making your description to the left. And you have your title in there. That's good. Some of them you didn't copy and paste the whole title in. You just kind of add a little bit more to it. But it's nice to repeat the description. I mean, your title into your description. But like I said, I split mine up so that I take this long thing and I end up with boom, boom, boom. Then I add more to it. Because sometimes you can't put everything in the title. So then I use that, like if it's, then I might add the word color, blue. So when I split up my title like that, it gives me a format to use to add more stuff to it. And it's all still lying to the left.
Okay, cool.
So that was that one.
Okay. Okay, right back to pictures. Ladies and gentlemen watching this without reading anything, what color is this? Because it sure don't look purple. So here's the thing. You need a lot more light on your subjects.
Yeah.
Every picture you take is very, very dark and muted. Now, one of two things. You should have good lights, or you can edit after the fact. Now, I always recommend spending money on good lights. And some people say, well, I don't got $100 to spend on lights. But if you have to edit every single photo you take, your time is worth that $100 to get better lights. So this does not look purple in the slightest. And I figured out you're only using 31% of the photo. Now this one's square. However, because it's Elsa and Anna are on opposite sides. This is the one that so calls for a pic collage for sure.
Okay.
So pic collage is an app.
Yeah.
Pic collage.
Yeah, I use that for birthday collages for Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because you've got Elsa and Anna on one side, how you pick? You should be showing both. Lillian says, how important is the description if everything is item specifics? Not real important, Lillian. Have a little bit, but some people see my music descriptions and go, you didn't write anything. I go, yep, it's on the item specifics. So some things don't need much of anything. Other things do for sure. So here is someone else selling the same thing. Get your hand out of the photo. But it's a little more purple. And here's someone else. Now look how they filled their square. They decided to go with one side, but they filled that square with the mug. Now, I lightened it up. Look at mine on the left. Look at yours on the right.
Okay.
See the difference?
Yeah.
I lightened it up and I tweaked it a little bit to make it a little more purple. Don't oversell your item. Don't make it so purple that when they get it, they go, what? But I just jazzed it a smidge to give it that purple hue, and I lightened it up.
Now, how'd you do that, Jason?
I just edited it in, when you open a picture in your Apple computer, you just click on it and you have little editing tools. They're not much, but you can change the coloring. You can do it on your phone.
So you didn't do that on the eBay listing, in the listing, because when you put the listing in,
I can't get inside her listing.
No, that's true. But I was saying, what I was going to say is some of ours, when we've done that, we're getting this yellow tint, like a little bit, almost like a little bit of tea got spilled, and I can't figure out what's going on. So that's why I wanted to ask you, where do you do it? You do it in your phone?
Oh, now also, I usually do it in the computer. Okay. So here's your photos. They're dark, and you should be more on top of the bottom. You're too far away to read it. But here's what I did with what I had to work with. Look at that. Boom.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So I didn't lighten up the other one. So in this pic collage, I wanted to show everybody, I lightened the one up on the right, untouched on the left. But we got both sides equally. We've got the Disney, the Frozen, the whole works. So it shows everything. So this is definitely that kind of product that is perfect for a pic collage.
Well, I have a light box, but my light box, I have the filter. There's like a filter for the light that's on there. So I think if I just remove that, my lights will be
also, and we're not going to go down this nerd trail, but you also can adjust it in your phone. You can adjust how long the aperture stays open. That gives it more light.
Okay.
We'll talk about that down the road, but that would be a nerd level discussion that we're not going to get into tonight. Okay. But you could take a bunch of pictures, sit on the couch with your family, your dogs, your cat, whoever you watch TV with, and just go through and lighten them all up and then use them.
Okay. Yeah. That looks great as a collage.
Oh, here's the big one on this. Used, good used condition, new. Well, which is it?
Oh no.
This is why I said in the tease today, have you looked at your own listings in a while?
Yeah.
I think it's because that one, I have two of them. One of them was brand new, and the other one, Elsa has like a line through her, so I had to put it as used, but I didn't change the new part.
Yeah, so you got to make sure.
So that was
the other thing is, and see, you have too many measurements. Just measure the height and the width, and you're good.
Okay.
You have 5 measurements on a coffee mug. Okay. Too much information. People go, ugh. But also, if you had those measurements, it'd be so much easier to read.
Okay.
Also, I'm assuming you were going for hot chocolate, but since the word isn't there, the word chocolate by itself makes no sense.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Oh, is this made out of chocolate? Does it come with chocolate? See, you don't want to set yourself up for failure because you knew what you were thinking, but the customer wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because chocolate can be a color also, so it could be. Is it a brown mug?
I get what you were going for. I absolutely get it. But yeah, let's make sure that it's a full thought. And also, your shipping, you're doing some calculated shipping, and your shipping is showing up too expensive. $16.10 for this is too much. It is actually $12.66. Now you can throw a little bit in to make some money.
Okay.
But when you get past $16 for one coffee mug, most people aren't going to jump. So the actual cost to ship it across the country would be $12.66.
And that's pirate ship.
eBay will be about the same. But when you get, you're $16.10 and other people, I was looking at that same mug, other people, they have it in the $12, $13 range. And so if someone's really comparing, you're going to lose out. Okay. And a lot of your things in that weight, they all say the $16.10. So you're using some calculated shipping that's putting it up a little too high.
Good stuff.
All right, cool. So there's that. So this person has $12.65. So they're not even making any money. They're just going exactly what it's going to cost them. So, think about you as a customer. Would you buy the same mug with $12.65 shipping or $16.10 shipping?
Yeah, $12.65.
Absolutely. And again, if you have something that's a mass commodity, like I said, go look at yours, because what happens is eBay shows other ones right here. So you can actually compare. Now, people used to complain about this, but I'm like, okay, am I in line with everybody else? Because I need to be, or better. If I'm worse, I'm screwed. Now, some people don't pay attention; they just buy right away. But those of us who really take their time to shop will look and they'll compare.
Now, is this mug too big to FOMO? Because then she could get it down to $8.50.
It was a little bit on the bigger side when I asked her for
that's what I thought.
This one, we are going to get to a small one that could go real
It's
easy.
very heavy, at least for a coffee mug.
All right, Deb, that is yours.
Okay, I think on this one, on all of them, can you squat down and get right close up with your mug? Because you look like you're coming from the top down. But if you could squat and put your camera right front of the tags, everything, you're looking straight on it instead of looking down on the top of it.
So yeah, this shot is good, but yeah, you need a straight on shot of the whole thing.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like slanted at a distance, but it's easy to squat down and just get the camera. I try to fill as much as when I square my camera, and then try to get it as close to the mug so I'm seeing it up close, taking up more space too. And but you get a real good view of the picture because sometimes they don't go past your first picture. So if this was up close and straight on, I could really see is that a snow globe and what's in it. And yes.
David, you just type it in. I would put in flat rate of priority shipping, $12.99. Throw 30 cents in my pocket. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Just type it in.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't do flat rate. They just do calculated.
Okay. You had one CD, so I got to work with the one you had because I love doing music. So you only had one. All right. So this is going to be a master class in 2 minutes in one CD. Okay, here we go. Let's start with, why the hell is your hand in this picture?
Oh, no.
Okay. That was a really old picture before I got my light boxes.
A CD will stand up all by itself. Yeah. Just stand it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so A, that, and B, this one's blurry. So obviously, look at your photos. Never put up blurry photos.
Okay.
All right, class. Those of you who've taken my class, here's the front. And here's the back. Why is this a dud? And while we're waiting for those answers, I researched this band to listen to them. You obviously didn't.
No.
And so when it's an unknown band, don't just rando pick a genre because they are so not even close to rap and hip hop. So you can't just stab in the dark if you don't listen to them.
Okay.
But you got to say something. So guess what? You got to go find them and listen to them. Yes. No, not a bootleg. so Janet, Janet's one of my good students. Janet, later on, explain to me why you thought that was a bootleg. And Angelique says fake. Elise says bootleg. What? What's wrong with you guys? You guys got to go back to class. No, but Brian's got it. Where to go? Local band. When the copyright and the record company is the same last name as two of the guys in the band, that's a local band who played at some bar, who then someone who was drunk bought it because they liked it. Now, if these guys ever become famous, totally different story. They ain't famous. And I listen to them, they'll never be famous. They're not that good. Okay? I have plenty of CDs that don't have barcodes, so don't let that be your driving force. What if I could pull up one right now? That would be awesome.
Oh, look what Kevin has a good tip.
Donita Sparks, lead singer of L7. There are no barcodes on the back of this CD. That has really nothing to do with it, so don't let that be the driving force. Now, could someone still want this? Sure, but the likelihood is pretty much nil. Because when it's their own name as the record label, that means you should probably just have skipped it.
And whoever wants it is probably one of their friends or family members. That's what happened to me.
Yep.
You know, the wife wanted the CD for $70 because her husband wrote some of the songs.
Oh, and because so you weren't paying attention when eBay suggested things and you just accepted. Because the word sealed is up here, eBay said, "Is this the artist seal?" And you had to have said yes. Okay, this is far from the artist seal. But guess what? When someone looks for the artist seal, your CD will show up, and then some dumb customer will buy this, and then they'll be unhappy.
Okay.
And it's considered keyword spamming.
Well, Not really. I mean, yeah, because there's nothing to do with him. eBay just read a word and said, "Hey, is this Seal?" And you just said, "Yep."
Right. Yeah.
But yes, they're kind of like bar rock band, a little bit of bluesy, a little bit. So yeah, definitely not rap.
Yes, we're all learning together.
Oh, Brooke's a good sport, but Brooke's gonna clean up her store this weekend. It's gonna be on fire. Oh, so yeah. So here's what I did. I just Googled lethal dose 50 all smoking beers, and then I found a bunch of places where you could click play on hear their music. So if you got Spotify, you could hear them. If you go to music on Apple, you can hear little snippets of it. So that way you can know right away what kind of music you're listening to. So you can pick the correct thing. There's rarely a piece of music you can't find what it is. Okay, to be antique, you have to be 100 years or older. I don't think this saw is 100 years old.
Okay, I have no way of aging.
It's old, but it ain't antique level yet. And then Debbie had something very important about the title.
It's very confusing because it's 5.5 feet to max. I was like 5 feet 5'2".
5.5 foot 2'2".
Yeah.
So you have so many numbers there.
Yeah.
That won't ever read the way you see it in your head.
Yeah. So I would redo it. I mean, it's vintage, right? It's not antique.
Yeah, it is vintage.
Vintage would go at the end. In my notes I had rewritten it. I would just kind of rewrite it so that 5'5" 5.5 feet is by itself, and then
2-man is by itself.
Maybe started off with 2-man cross-cut logging saw, and then the blade,
yep.
The other. Because having it all run together, I looked at it like 10 times. I'm like, I can't understand, and I don't like the background. The background should be white because that blends in too much. It just looks like a big old.
Well, it'd be tough on this, but I get what you're saying. Even the lawn would be better for this one because it would be way different color than the actual item.
Okay. Well, I did, because I wasn't really sure how to take a picture of that because obviously my light box isn't big enough, and then it started pouring rain as soon as I came back in. So it was like.
And now, when you do skinny things like this, now we've talked about squaring up your pictures. That first photo, you do corner to corner. That way, it fills the whole thing. It's not skinny this way or skinny this way. It's still skinny, but it fills the entire photo like that. And then you can get on your close-ups and the teeth and the handles and all that good stuff.
And you don't have anything in your condition box again. I'm just going to keep repeating that to you because if you might have the condition in your description, but it's not in that condition box. And that's where the buyer sees it right away. They see
and look title. How awesome our chat is. Back, Debbie. Oh, I'm back. Nicole knows the name of it. So that's a misery whip.
Wow,
that's
cool.
I did not know that.
Awesome. See all the fun stuff we learned just hanging out with each other. Okay, on this radio. All right. So here's what I wrote. You do not need all these pointless item specifics. Look how big yours are, and you wrote does not apply. Don't worry about them. You only have to do the ones that are asterisk that eBay makes you do. And then if you have other ones that do go with your item, definitely do those. But don't waste your time doing all this does not apply for 2 reasons. Waste your time, and then makes these item specifics so big, and there's nothing there.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing to the customer because they want to know the facts. They want to know all the right facts.
Because if you don't type does not apply, the battery life line won't even show up. It'll be not there. Okay. You got to do the ones that eBay says asterisk do these, and the rest are suggested. So if it works and it fits into your item, do it. If not, skip it.
And you can do custom. If you look down, it'll say custom. Yeah. Click on it. If there's something that's didn't have a spot for it, I love to do the custom.
Also,
go ahead, Jason.
I was going to say, this is not a standard item. A CD is. Don't need a measurement. How tall and how long is this radio? You should definitely have that in there.
God, I did measure it. I don't know why I didn't put it in the description.
Yeah, because it isn't there.
Because because I remember measuring it and everything. I don't know why it wasn't in the description.
Welcome to my world.
All right, Deb, you just had a nice note here on this one.
I love this. I love how you have the jacket and the little record, so they can see. Yeah, you got both parts to it. So that's a really good picture.
And then what I would do going forward for the square, because you're still giving up this space and that space, bring the cover up a little bit, the record down a little bit, square it up. It'll fit that square perfectly. and you'll have more of your item shown to your customer.
Yeah, and the more of those corners that you could show on your jacket, that's good, so they could see the condition. But yeah, that's cool. And yeah.
Okay, so these are cool gift bags. What I would do to try and sell it better, take one of them, fill it with like, some scrap bubble wrap you got laying around just to fill it up, stand it up, and then fan out the other 3 in front of it.
Okay.
Because that'll give an awesome square. Fill it up and then also angle the bag just a smidge so you can see the depth of it while it's full. And it looks way more inviting to the potential customer than just 3 bags flat on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anytime you can puff something up, we do that with purses, bags, backpacks, because some of them will hold the shape empty, but some won't, and they look sad. And so if you fill them up, they look a lot happier.
Okay.
All right, we got a couple more, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. I love Debbie's note on this one.
Oh, do you remember what it was? I was thinking I would split those apart a little bit so people can see they are 4 separate pieces and one, even though you say 4 pieces, but leave just a quarter of an inch or a half inch between them so that they can see for sure. This is not one piece because someone might not pay attention. Or they say you have to take your photo.
No, here's what you wrote, Deb. One has a small chip. The other 4, well, there's only 4.
Right. So the other 3.
Now these are just.
Sometimes I think I'm just blushing.
Oh yeah, that's something we have all done. Because let me tell you, my spell checker Lisa catches my mom and me all the time, and then everyone who's in my groups and watches my show, they watch my listings. I get messages all the time. Hey, that's not Darth Vader. That's a TIE fighter. And I go to my assistant. It falls on me, but my assistant does my listing. I go, hey, that sweatshirt's a TIE fighter pilot, not Darth Vader. So I get these messages all day. That's good. I'm glad we look out for each other. That's cool.
Yeah. And again, I don't really like using the word excellent condition. You've just listed the flaws. I can't tell what's.
And Jenny caught this one. I didn't see that. No period after vintage in your title.
Oh.
No period.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, there's people talk back and forth on this. I put vintage at the end. I want my most important keywords to be first. California Valley. When you say very good, excellent, let the buyer decide if they think it's that way. No flaws, no chips, no scratches. You're giving them the facts. You doesn't have any of those things, or it does if it does. So yeah, I like those colors too.
All right, so we correspond about this item, and you said the same thing the title says, angel. That's not an angel. That's a little kid singing in the choir. She doesn't have wings. She has pigtails.
Oh,
angels have wings.
And look at her eyeballs. I don't even know if she's a.
Yeah, so that is not an angel.
Show her face again. Yeah,
she's a very angry Cindy Lou Who.
She's singing her heart out.
Now
she didn't get the lead part. She's mad.
And again, this could definitely go cheaper than the 1160. I got one coming up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, even in your handling time in your listings, you got 5 business days. So if someone were to buy on Tuesday, by your setup, you don't have to ship it till the next Monday. That could be a week. And so that's where customers run away. So people always say, hey, I got plenty of business. I'm doing fine. But what you don't know, and you'll never know, is the customers who ran away because they saw that. And so that's why you never want to do anything that makes customers run away. And if you can get done 3 is a good magic number. I wouldn't go ever more than 3 unless I've sold a few things that it's going to take a minute to figure out how to ship it. I will put 10-day handling time, but it's not like a $500 chair. And that customer would understand that. This can be thrown in a box quick and out the door.
Mm-hmm. And we noticed in your feedback, do you ship sooner than those long extended times?
Generally speaking, yeah, they go out sooner than that day.
Because
I've had a couple. I've had a couple instances where I realized I was packing and ran out of bubble wrap, and then ended up having to run out and get bubble wrap and it shipped. But generally speaking, I mean, it goes before that. I think what had happened, the reason that handling was that, and that's not going to be this way this year anyways, was because last year when I was doing eBay, I was also working an after school job, and my school did not get out until 4:30. And if I did the after school YMCA program, I'd get home after 6 o'clock. So the post office wasn't closed or wasn't open.
Yeah.
So I had, there was like some weeks I worked every day during the week, and it was like, when am I going to get to the post office? But now I can change that, so I'd never have to worry about that.
Now, the good thing about us talking too last night is, and this happens to all of us, you got it in your head, this is an angel, and it never dawned on you it wasn't. And so, you know, like my assistant thought that was a Darth Vader sweatshirt. And I didn't even notice that it wasn't, because I thought she did her research till someone said 2 days ago, hey, that's a TIE fighter pilot. And so you get it in your head that that's an angel until someone says, hey, that's a little girl singing in the choir.
Yeah, I think I just looked at her pigtails and thought, oh, they're wings, because I don't know.
But look, we all do that. We all do that. And so it's very helpful when a friend or just even a stranger, I get messages from strangers. Sometimes they're trying to, like, you know, show me up. Hey, dummy, that's not blue. That's khaki. Oh, whoops. Like yours, that was left over from someone else. So we all do it. Shit happens.
Yeah.
And when people let us know, we don't want an item not as described. And sometimes a buyer can, maybe if they don't want the item, they change their mind, but they don't want to pay for return shipping, they're going to find some little thing to get you on and say, it's not an angel, so I want to return it, and I want you to pay for my return shipping and my send out, you know, both ways. So, okay, on this one, it'd be nice if you could set it up so we could see it, because I'm kind of looking over the top of it like I'm looking at a flat field, or stand over it. And I know sometimes you get a little bit of glare because it looks like it's got the wrapping. So either find a way to get on top of it, because this just looks so flat, and you got all this space on top of it. I can't really tell. I mean, it looks like sunflowers, but just try to find a way for it to be up so they can, you know, front on is so good. When you look in catalogs, store catalogs, anybody else, everything's right front on, so you can really see what that item is.
I even like this angle shot. I on this one, you don't even need to do the full thing, but if you would square it up and do it on the angle, but fill the square like this, because you'd see a little bit more of the puzzle, that'd be a great shot. It would that pink sky would be way bigger to the customer to see it. I love it.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Just make that bigger.
Yes. And this one is another one, I think, that you put excellent condition in your description. And again, if there's a little scratch that you didn't see, I mean,
well, plus there's no condition here at all, actually.
Right. It's a double one, because you didn't use your condition field, but in your description she says excellent condition. Well, there could be a tiny little crack or even a light scratch that you missed that the buyer will see. So when you say excellent, to me, excellent is brand new. It's never been touched by human hands. It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But there could be, so it just saves you by not doing the excellent. I don't ever use the excellent or very good or whatever. I just say no flaws, no chips, none of this, and let them decide on their own. But yeah, always use that condition box, because I mean, I haven't dealt with this myself, but I've heard of a lot of people say using that saved it, because the buyer was mad. They had to get eBay involved, and eBay used the item condition box to save the seller. So
okay.
The three big C's in tiki mugs are cracks, chips, and crazing. And so if they don't have any, that's what I say in my condition. If they do, no cracks or chips, but there is some so very specific to the item. All right. We've gone almost an hour and a half. So I'm going to end on these last two here. We had more, but and as everyone said, and I agree, Brooke's been a good sport, but it's all for the better of Brooke and for all y'all, because I've seen the light bulbs go off in the chat, especially the squaring up on the photos. All y'all are like, woo. But here is the go ahead and do this one, Deb, and then I'll finish up on the last two.
I don't remember.
Uh-oh.
Well, I did this late at last. It could have been the condition box.
I will say you do not need IN and the little quotes.
Oh,
yeah, one or the other kind of thing. Don't make it too wordy, so to speak.
Yeah, scroll down in her description, or maybe it was in her item specifics. I can't remember why I pulled that out, unless it was, again, you were looking at.
I had the you are looking at. I saw that.
Yeah, and you also had the excellent. You really like using that excellent condition.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go on to my last two here, then we're going to call it a night. Never, ever, 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 ever take a picture of a white item on a white background.
I knew you'd get that one, so I
Now,
did.
I am well aware that eBay and Google say only use white backgrounds. Have you ever seen a pair of white jeans on a white background? No, because they
No.
don't show up. Neither do Fire King all white mugs. Okay. Boom. Black, good lighting. It'll pop like almost to the point where it's floating in space. It's awesome when you use a black velvet on an all white. Now, this is a $7 item. I am not keen on selling items less than 10, 12 bucks because the amount of time it takes to list a $7 item is the same amount of time it takes to list a $25 item. If you're new and starting, totally understandable. But once you get rolling, stop focusing on $7 items because look how many item specifics you created. You spent more time than you'll ever make on this item. You went through so many item specifics, which is normally a good thing. But man, on a $7 mug that has really nothing to it, but it's white, your time is more valuable than that. So spend your time on either sourcing higher, more expensive things, listing more expensive things. But here's where your shipping gets really wonky. There is no first class shipping that costs almost $12.
Okay,
And let me tell you, that ain't the only one. This is the same thing. $11.60 for, oh, that one's priority. Never mind. Ignore that. But this one's $11.60 for first class.
yeah, I don't know why that's weird.
And we talked about this one. This one's really small. It's not real big. I think it's 3 inches by 3 inches.
Yeah.
And don't weigh much. That can definitely 3 inches by 3.5. Yeah, that can definitely go into what I call the priority cube. I think it's the number 7 box. It's 7 by 7 by 6, and that'll ship at right around a pound weight. So $9.99, away it goes.
This is on your white mug we were just talking about. It has the D handle.
Yep.
So you should be able
So
to
there's D handles, there's B handles. Always call out the handles in these old mugs.
Yeah, that mug. The reason I had actually it was taped together with another mug, and the other mug was a Corning hand warmer mug, which was worth about $30. So they were taped together. So that's why I picked it up, and I already sold the hand warmer.
Gotcha.
But this one was just like,
and that makes sense. But don't spend so much time on all these ones that eBay doesn't make you do, because here's what it is: it's a white mug.
Yeah,
it's a white old mug. But along the same lines of don't take a white item on a white background. Look at this. Holy, you could not have found a more exact background to this item. Now, most of us are on monitors, computers, TVs. This on the phone doesn't show up at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
So always think about your background. I'm very much for using almost the same background on everything except tiki mugs. But when that background is too much, even some of my tiki mugs, the tiki mugs are too brown in my tiki mug background. We got to move to something else. We got to go to black because it just disappears. Make your item stand out. Make it pop. Make the customer, when they're looking at 20 people who have this clay pottery bird, see yours and go, whoa, that looks cool. It's the same one as the other 19, but yours looks cooler.
Yeah. Okay. Can you bring up, Jason, did I give you the link for her Mama Papa Baby Bear mugs? I don't know if I think I did give that to you. I don't know if you can find that one. It's 4 of them. I don't know if it's going to show up. Well, anyway, in my notes, you put down that there's discoloration in them, but you didn't put that in your item condition box. And I think you might have said that they were very good. There's a set of 4 of them. I think it's 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, the little girl. Yeah. So anyway, if there's discoloration on them, that has to go in your right away. They read the title, then they see the condition. They can decide right then, I don't want these because there's discoloration in them, and they'll move on. Or if you know.
So Jenny said, is that a pie whistle?
It's an Okanara. I learned that from somebody else. I found it at an estate sale. I thought it was cool. So
okay. And by the way, here's a blurry photo. And what is that? Get your hand out of there. Everyone drink.
Take a drink.
But if you liked anything you saw tonight, come on over. Where did I? Oh, there we go. Brooke's Fabulous Finds is the name of the store. And her ID is Butterprint 1979 _ the number 6.
Yeah, and if you know Pyrex, you know where Butterprint came from. So
is that what it is? All right, so there you go. If you like anything, and let me tell you, these are all just little things that Brooke needs to fix. But overall, excuse me, it's a good looking store, and it actually took me a while to find some things because I'm like, That looks nice. That looks nice. You need just a little more light. Square up your photos. Make sure your backgrounds don't hide your item, and then you'll be good.
Okay.
So that's an instrument. That little bird-looking thing, instrument.
Yes. Everyone give Brooke a thumbs up right now. Do it. Do it. 100 people watching, 100 thumbs up. Let's go. Everyone give Brooke a thumbs up and thank her for coming on. Now, we had other people who wanted to do them. I think I will do probably one a month now. So I have about, we got about 6 or 7 that are ready to go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll
do. If you're a new seller and you're scared, just come on. See, we have fun, and we're not here to mock you. We're here to help you.
Oh yeah.
And it helps everybody. Everybody else in the chat's going, "Oh wow, I need to fix that too," or "I didn't think about that."
Yep. You know, when I started, and that's what Brooke had been there in the past, then came back. You do things one way until someone says, "Here's the better way," because you never think about changing it. You never think about changing your handling time until Jason says, "Change your handling time." You never think about square up your photos till someone says, "Hey, if you square up your photos, they'll fill more space. People see more of your item." You just get in this, I've always done it this way, until someone takes your hand and says, do it this way. And you'll be better off. And you'll hopefully, I mean, the goal obviously is to get more customers, better terms of service, better pictures, more customers.
There's a lot of old YouTubes out there. People might watch some YouTube from 5 years ago and they're telling you to do it this way, but eBay's changed.
Yeah.
Or we've all learned a better way. So sometimes it's just bad teaching.
You just sold the mug.
Oh, yeah, I just saw that.
Thanks, PJ. There we go. Boom, just like that.
See, when you do a store review, you might sell some things.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging with us the whole time. I know it was a little bit longer than normal, but we had a lot of good stuff to talk about that I think a lot of people have done. I said do. And that way you can get yours changed out and make it for a better store. Now, anyone who said, I want to be one of the store reviews, I hope you watch this. And I hope you fix all these, because if you raised your hand and I get to you and you had some of these same things, that tells me you didn't watch the show. Yes, Ginny's tomorrow night. Tiki Beachcomber, set your alarm. 9 o'clock East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast. Christmas in July. What's hot besides the damn weather? All right. All right, everybody. Thank you. Debbie, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Brooke, thank you very much. And cheers to you, and congrats on the most recent sale.
Yes.
All right, everybody, have a good evening, and I will be Secret Beachcombers. I'll see you tomorrow night. The rest of y'all, I'll see you on Sunday with Mom, and we're going to talk about how awesome it is to be someone's first.
Oh.